Today we'll be talking about a summary of everything about the German Shepherd dog. I'll try to put it in a nutshell because there's so much to learn about the dog. There's so much information about the dog. There's so much that the breeders have put into the dog. There's so much the creators have put into the dog. Basically, it's a dog that has been assessed, measured, tried much more than any other breed in the world. And for those who like to read, there's so much out there to read about the dog. But I'll try and summarize a couple of things about the dog so that you can get a synopsis of what the dog is all about. First and foremost, I'll talk about the origins of the dog. It was created by von Stephanitz in Germany in the early 1900s and has been assessed and developed from sheepdogs that he picked and decided what he wanted the dogs to do and to achieve. It's been tested variously for the police work, been tested for fire service, and it's been developed into a world-class measurement for dogs. So the breed standard written in Germany by the SV becomes the guiding principle for what the dog should be, taking and being modified from what von Stephanitz did when he did it. Outside the history, now we need to look at the physical characteristics of the dog. How do you identify the dog when you see a dog? It's a shepherd dog. It's called a large breed, not a very large breed, a large breed. And for such, there are certain categories and weight categories that the dog belongs to. For the males, they have to be weigh between 29 and 41 kg. And for the females, they have to weigh between 23 and 32 kg, as identified in the breed standard. The males are bulkier, the females are slimmer. We always say that the females have to look female and the males have to look male on sight. Outside that, you have different coat types. There are three basic coat types. There's a short coat, there's a medium coat, and there's a long coat. All these coats have to have an undercoat. It's stated in the breed standard that the German Shepherd must have an undercoat. The undercoat guards the body of the dog, while the top coat wards off dust and water and all the grease and grime that the weather has with. So three types of coat: short, medium, long coat. Initially, the long coat was not assessed, but over the years, they've accepted the long coat as part of the dog. And the long coat is loved by a lot of people because it's cuddly, it's fine, and when you brush it, it looks silky and all that. But it doesn't have the water retention that the short coats have. For some dogs, especially the working line dogs, the short coat is preferred because it doesn't interfere in their sight, doesn't interfere in their work. But for all these coats, they shed. So you have to be careful and know the shedding regime, comb your dog, brush your dog to remove the old dead hair from it, and then it keeps going on. Also, physical characteristics, you have colors. German Shepherd dogs come in a variety of colors, and the breed accepted colors are black, sable, black and tan, red and tan, bicolor, or light sable. So these are the acceptable colors. Any other colors outside this are not acceptable. There's always been a question about white. White shepherds are not German shepherds. They are called Swiss shepherds. But a little bit of white is allowed on the coat of the German shepherd, especially on the chest or possibly on the feet, but not on all the feet, not at the tail tips, and not a multiplicity of whites. Just a little bit of white is acceptable nowadays. Earlier on, it was not acceptable. It was no, but now it's being accepted. So basically, the colors are still stay the same. In terms of temperament and behavior, the dogs are intelligent dogs. Von Stephanitz made sure of that. When he was breeding, he was selective in his breeding. All the breeders since then have been very, very selective to make sure that we breed intelligent dogs. They are loyal. Loyalty is a key function of the breed. The dog must be loyal to its owner, must be loyal to the family. They're also very energetic, being that they're herding dogs and they are used to running around sheep in the field. They are very energetic dogs, and they need a lot of socialization and training to go into building their energy and also dissipating their energy when necessary. So you must have the dogs out there running around. Minimum exercise time should be like 2 hours for the dogs. So they are very energetic dogs. They are not couch potatoes, so they're always there running around once you give them the space, so they exercise themselves. Healthcare, it's important for your German Shepherd to be happy. So you have to exercise your dogs adequately. so that they burn off the energy that they have. You have to groom them, like I said earlier, depending on the coat type you have, short coat, medium coat, or long coat. You have to groom, get rid of all the old hair and all of that. Nutrition, you have to feed them well. German Shepherd dogs are fast growing dogs. So, and as large breeds, you have to make sure that at each stage they have what they need, from puppy stage, having the adequate protein and calcium, to adulthood, and to old age, having what they need to keep them into their old sedentary lives. So it's important that nutrition is done and all that. So whether you're feeding kibbles or whether you're feeding raw food, make sure there's a mix of that in whatever you're feeding. Training and work roles. These dogs were bred to work. They were taken as sheepdogs, and sheepdogs work, and they were further given more assignments to work. So in terms of work, training them to work is what they live for. So you can either do obedience training. They're very good in obedience training. A lot of examples are abound around the world. They're very good in working trials. Working trials as defined by the SV in Germany. It's a compulsory thing for every dog before they get to the age of 2 years to have gone through some working trials. Today, agility and sports is on the ascendancy. So a lot of dogs, especially the short coat, DDR, or walking line dogs, are now involved in a lot of walking sports and agility tests to test their endurance, as was defined by von Stephanes. So there's a lot of agility and sporting dog activity. But outside these ones, the police use them a lot. Police use them, search and rescue teams use them, fire service people use them. They are used as guide dogs, they are used as comfort dogs, they are used as sniffer dogs. So they can basically, a very versatile dog that can be trained to do a whole lot of roles together, not just one role, but you can have them do these different roles with proper training. So in a nutshell, I've told you what you need to know about the German Shepherd dog. There's so much information out there. If we sit down here today talking about all you need to know about the German Shepherd dog, I guess we'll need 365 days to cover it. But I've just tried to, in a synopsis, squeeze in everything that you need to know. There's a lot out there that can be read about the dog, and they're enjoyable dogs to have. Thank you.